Station for women and their families. My name is Fumi Bangala, and I'm here with. Excuse me. Good morning once again to everyone. We are live on YouTube at WFM 917, and you can listen to us on the go via our website www.wfm917.com. We are right now in the HerLens program this morning with the ladies of HerLens. So we have just one of the ladies right now here with us. Good morning, Ibidabo.
Yay! Good morning, ladies. Lady Fumi, Lady
That's
Nima,
me.
and ladies out there, and the gentlemen out there listening to us. We are here again. And quick one. I was talking with someone, and something came to mind.
Okay.
It was life. Wow, wahala, yeah, you go, oh God, oh, this and that. And I told, we were actually chatting. And I said something, and when I went back to it, it struck a chord in me that, okay, I think this advice I'm giving this person, I need it too. And it goes like this. If you feel your life has gone figuratively adrift, you may have lost track of your plans and feel like you are wandering without a purpose. You can always go back to that chartered course again. You don't have to say, oh, I am teaching. Go back to that chartered course again and recalibrate and restart. As long as you are alive, you can restart. You can begin all over again. It has not ended. So I hope that this helps someone out there. Yes, you have done something. You have been going up and down, no result, nothing positive. You're all frustrated. It's like, what kind of life is this? This life will continue to evolve. So you too must evolve. If you are doing something in a particular way over and over, change is inevitable. So what you're doing, look at where you have made mistakes and then start over again and do it differently. And you most likely get that desired results. Thank you for me.
Thank you so much for that. I really love it. Like I always say jokingly, delay is not Delilah. Like no matter what it is that you maybe had a plan, it's not going according to course, you can always reach out like what Ibn said. I think a lot of people are afraid of changing direction. And while it is a legitimate cause for concern, a lot of us have now allowed that fear to overcome us, overwhelm us, overshadow us, that we're not afraid to pivot. This week, I saw that, I don't know if we know her, Funke Adejomo, Pastor Funke Adejomo, I think she's a bishop now. She has finally finished school. So she went back to school to study law at one of the universities, I think in Akure, and she's done. I remember when she started, I was pregnant with my son. I remember very well. And I remember thinking that day, oh my gosh, she's so inspiring. And then this week, I saw that she has graduated from university. 4 years has come and gone. The point is that she was not afraid to say, you know what, maybe she's always wanted to be a lawyer, who knows? Maybe in the course of her being a pastor, in the course of all the years she spent on earth, she said, you know what, let me be a lawyer so I can fight for the less privileged, because she's very, very big on fighting for the less privileged. Who knows? But she was able to recharter herself. Somebody might say, but she has the money. I find in my little life I've spent that money is not the first thing. Once you decide that you want to recharter, you want to go that direction, the money comes after. So thank you so much for that, Ibn. I'm inspired. Maybe I should go back to school. Because if I say let me go back to school, because I've always wanted to be a lawyer. I like what I'm doing now. I really do. But if I say I want to go back to school to study law, I can say 4 years is far, but is it really far? I can decide to study anything right now. Is it really far? Because 1 year has gone between when I made whatever decision I made last year and now. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Ibn. Hi, Suzanne. Good morning.
Good morning, Fumi. Good morning, Neema. Good morning, Binabo. Fumi.
Yes, please.
I think you should go into counseling. I don't know. But, a part of me sees you counseling, maybe having a team. a teens club, maybe it's church or something at your spare time, just encouraging the young ones. And I absolutely agree with the conversation. It's never too late to start over again, no matter the time. I also saw that um, Bishop Adejumo had graduated. And of course, I also know that people look at the situation of the economy and they are discouraged. But there is something, like Fumi actually said, it's possible, Karumo, Karumo, whether, except it is not the plan of God for you, God will always make a way. When I did my extra degrees, in all honesty, for me, I didn't have a paying job. I was only a volunteer. And I went back to Unilag, you know, and I told my parents they were not going to spend their money again. They should concentrate on my younger ones while I pay. So I saw myself through the extra degree I went for. So it's never late. It's not about the money, it's about your willingness, to start all over, to chase that dream and just push through. You'll be amazed at how it will all turn out. Thank you. Good to
Thank you
see
so
you,
much.
Nina.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Nima's voice is still recovering. Nima, did you want to say something?
Much, but I agree with what the ladies have been saying. Okay, and you too, so you'll not feel bad.
I've been dragging Nima since morning, so she's trying to do her own back. Oh, Kowale. It's interesting that you say, like you said what you said, Susan, about like seeing me as a counselor, because I've been saying forever that I'm going to start a thing, with kids. I go to schools, and because I believe that I think I have a deep concern and worry for the young kids these days. And on one hand is that people are going through so much and they need encouragement. But on the other hand, which is like my major one, is that I worry when I see young girls being taken by flashy things. And don't get me wrong, nice things are nice. Things are really, really nice. However, those flashy things worry me. Like, oh, somebody just dangles, oh, I will buy you a phone, oh, I will buy clothes for you, I'll buy you lunch, and they're taken by it, So it worries me so much. And I keep saying, oh, I'm going to try and do something about it. I had to write it down in my phone now. My neighbor had asked me this week, she was like, oh, are you not going to take my son on articulation classes, because he's in SS2 now, I think. And then I said to her, oh, yes. But when Susan spoke, I said, you know what? The kids in the estate, maybe I should just round them off. Let me start from my Jerusalem before going. But thank you so much, ladies. Again, I think we have a comment. I saw a comment. Hayford Osage. Hi, Hayford. It's been a while. It's really, really been a while. Madam, delay could be denial if concrete step is not taken. Absolutely, I agree. Remember, you are the architect of your own misfortune. It's in your hands. Absolutely agree with you. If you don't take a step, it's in your hands. When I look at my life 1 year from now, I know that it was because I made certain steps is why I'm here. And then the ones that I have not seen results, I also know that I did not do what I was supposed to do is why I'm where I am. But one thing that I don't do is regret, because regret is such a heavy emotion and can take the whole of your destiny if you're not careful. So I just try as much as possible to just hold off on that and not, dwell on regrets. Whatever decision you are making, make it quick. Don't allow anybody to hold you down. Okay, let's get into it this morning. We are live on YouTube at WFM 917, and you can listen to us on the go via our website, www.wfm917.com. Okay, let's get into it. I'm trying to. Okay, the first one is. No, I think I should start with the second one. Let me see. Which one of you? Okay, let's do the first one. The first one, this the former NAPTIP boss, and was it 2 days ago we talked about NAPTIP, I think, or was it 3 days ago, Susan? It was 2 days ago, I think, we talked about NAPTIP. Basically, the former NAPTIP boss, she went on an interview or a podcast, and then she started talking about how a lot of we've talked about baby factories here. We've talked about phantom babies. We talked about is it organizations, I would call it, that claim that women are pregnant, but the women are actually not pregnant. They say, oh, don't do your test somewhere until you come and do it here, one thing, and things like that. But she said a lot of influential people buy babies in Nigeria, a lot of them, and they take the babies across countries, across states. Some of them buy the babies in Lagos and then take them to Abuja. Some of them take them even abroad. And when I saw this, I was like, like, what is now the way forward when it comes to these things? Because I mean, in this morning, just this morning, we were talking about how a 26-year-old nurse was found dead in a current minister's home. That's the Minister of Works, David Umahi. We read it this morning on the Daily News Review, and I'm just like, what's going on? I mean, she said quite a few things. She said women fake their pregnancies, with steroids to deceive their husbands. To be honest, sometimes I don't even blame these women, because if the family that you live in is putting so much pressure on you to have a baby, and your husband, who you're supposed to be in agreement with, is not having your back, you're going to do anything and everything to make sure that you look pregnant, and maybe you will go and steal a baby or pay for a baby. And so the former NAPTIP boss coming to say that, look, even paternity tests, I remember when I was watching, she said some paternity tests reveal that men that are saying they want to do DNA and they find that the children are not theirs, they should also go and do maternity tests as well, because sometimes these women are not even the mothers of these children. Anyway, ladies, you are here because I think that the desperation of the society that we live in has caused a lot of women to be desperate to have children. You are desperate to marry, you are desperate to have children, you have one child, you move to 2 children, you move to 3 children. That desperation is so strong. What is the way forward? Do we have to start doing awareness town hall meetings all over to say people should stop putting pressure on their daughters-in-law? What happened to your son? It could be the one that doesn't have that as issue. Do you get? So anyway, let's start with Ibinabo. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, thank you, Fumi. It's very sad, because if you look at it from certain angles, you have met some people and what they have gone through, and they want to buy a baby, you would have a measure of sympathy for them. But whatever you are doing that is not within the ambit of the law is wrong. Absolutely. And like you rightly said, desperation sometimes would push people to do certain things that when you get to hear about it, like, you of all people, but because they caved in under a very, very strong pressure, like the pressure from the laws, pressure from even their own families. Because if you attend a wedding, the next thing they are saying, especially all these about wedding, I've attended a lot of them, so they'll say, when they are saying all those women, they say, Atumbo, lẹ́yìn oṣù mẹ́sàn-án, ká wá ṣe ìkómọ. They are coming back to 9 months' time to come and celebrate a newborn baby.
Yeah.
So that is a pressure. It is a pressure. And it will sink. The couple would hear it and they want to begin to work towards it. Meanwhile, there are couples who would decide not to have babies immediately. They want to put some things in place before having babies, but they are married already. So if you don't know the plan, next thing you want to start putting pressure on them that, why is the wife not pregnant? Why is she not pregnant? Then the wives, people will be saying, why are you not pregnant? In some cases, the wife's mom will go and tell her daughter, when I got married, in that same month I got pregnant. What is wrong with you? You know all those things. And some people do not like to discuss their plans with their family members. So what I would say at this point is, if you fall within that category, please, maybe you should let them know so that they can let you be. All this pressure from mother-in-laws or mothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, please take it easy. Take it easy. allow the new couple to breathe,
Yeah.
allow them to make plans. You can advise. And some cases, if they are not sought for your advice, please leave them alone.
Yeah.
A lot of times, if people act under pressure, why would you fake a pregnancy if all is well with you?
Mm-hmm.
It's a mental issue. Why would you fake a pregnancy if all is well with you? I have read stories about certain celebrities in Nigeria. A lady, Adenike or Shinowo, I think. No, not was it on Shinowo or
No.
who? A beauty queen in Nigeria at some point came out to say that she was having issues with her ovaries, and she had I've forgotten the name of this disease that affects the womb.
Hmm.
So she open and mentioning that she used to experience very excruciating pain, menstrual
Hmm.
pain. So
Hmm.
that rendered her to become very. It has created a phobia in her for pregnancy.
Hmm.
You see, but people said a lot of nasty things about that comment, about what she said, and that would deter other people from wanting to come out to speak their truth. That I'm fertile, but I have this phobia for pregnancy and labor.
Hmm.
Need help. But because when they come out to speak their truth, we are quick to judge them and say unfair things.
Hmm.
So the problem is so hydra-headed. But what I'm going to say is this. It is a criminal offense under Nigerian law. And you will be accused of child trafficking if you go and buy a child. And then again, you will hear that the process of adoption is very rigorous. So all of these things would probably want to push somebody to say, Shebi, I want to take care of this child. Shebi, I have the money to take care of this child. Shebi, I even have the money. I have the consent of the whoever is connecting the baby to me and all of that. But whatever it is you are saying, if you are acting outside of the law, you are engaging or you're about to engage in child trafficking, and there is a punishment for it. So what I
Yeah.
would say, let us reduce the pressure we put on couples and especially the wife. Let us reduce it. This woman wants to have a baby too, in most cases. So she's already saddled with such
Yeah.
pains. Every month she sees a period comes, she's
Yeah.
broken, and then you are bringing your own pressure on her. So you are driving her to break the laws. Please let us stop that. And also husbands. Some husbands would not submit themselves for
Hmm.
test, because they readily assume that as I'm a man, I have
Yeah.
erection, so I can
Mm-hmm.
improve my wife. Erection does not mean fertility. There are people who have erection, but whatever they release is not good enough to impregnate a
Yes.
woman. But if you submit yourself for relevant test, you would know where the problem is, and then you will
Yes.
be treated. I have stories of where certain people men now had low sperm count, and they submitted themselves for treatment, and they eventually fathered children. So we see pressure comes from different angles on the woman.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no matter the pressure, see, buying babies is against the rule book. And when you go against the rule book, you get punished for it. Where I
Hmm.
come from, I'm from River State. And in my hometown, I have seen people who do not really have much money, and they have adopted children. So I used to wonder, what is the process? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's part of our culture. It is part of our culture to adopt. And this adopted child is accepted as part of the family. You can't even point a finger that maybe you are adopted. That person will sue you for making such a statement where I come from.
Hmm.
So you see, sometimes let us look at why people are doing things. And if there's
Yeah.
anything we can to reduce the pressure, let's go ahead and do it. The laws around adoption is a bit rigorous, but I understand because there are people who would adopt for the wrong reasons. So because of that, they would want to be very sure,
Mhm.
not sure that you are adopting because you truly would love this child and you're going to give this child a life worth living. So
Yes.
what and to wrap up this, I just want to plead with everybody. If a woman just gets
Uh-oh, we can't hear you any longer, Ibinabo. We cannot hear you any longer, Ibinabo. Uh-oh. Might be a network thing. Okay. She's already rounding off her point. Let's move over to Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne. As a fellow warrior that I am, like me, um, hearing that even some influential people, buy children, hearing that some influential people take them. She said the former narrative director had said, oh, sometimes they don't even like they don't even know what they use these children for. They don't know. And hearing this is just it. She said there's sometimes fake pregnancy syndicates. I think one of the ones I watched, they also talked about some of these children are also used for organ harvesting as well.
Hmm.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, right? Because now Ibn Abu has dealt with the desperation that has been put on us as women based off of the kind of society that we live in, right? And that makes women, go fall into the hands of these unscrupulous people doing unscrupulous activities to just have children, so that they, at least the burden of you don't have a child, you are barren, is removed from you, even though it's your son that is actually impotent. But let's not even get into it. Now, on the other hand, we have these organizations that are criminal organizations, baby factories, cryptic factories. You can't do your scan somewhere, you have to come there. Some of them are used for organ harvesting. Some of them we don't even know what some of them are used for, right? Some of them, it could be baby children trafficking as well, selling children across states, across countries. How do we nip this in the bud? Because if government officials are involved in this, then are we not in trouble?
For me, it's just a pity, I would say, and hearing that from a former boss, I will tell you, is disheartening. It
Mhm,
is disheartening because she would not make up those stories to come and tell us.
mhm,
But as someone who is always looking at the root causes of things, I am paying attention to deeper issues happening in our society. You know, it tells me that child trafficking is going on. It tells me, Fumi, that infertility stigma is a thing in our society, and also, the societal pressure placed on women to become mothers at all costs. We know about the organ harvesting aspect, but most of these things for me is the fact that there's so much pressure on my gender, even when the problem might not be coming from the woman, in all honesty. But I
mhm.
mean, the whole pressure, sisters-in-law, mothers-in-law, even neighbors in church. You get as your body view, having to say, you don't enter. All of those things. We don't know when we do some of these things and the person goes home and is sulking for me. The person is sober, feeling like, oh, I'm the problem, I'm the this. Now, it's also important that we state clearly that child trafficking is a real crime and should never be trivialized for whatever reason. For whatever reason, please, it should be known. And then, when there are some of these allegations, for me, we have always said it here. How are we able to, investigate these issues with evidence so that we don't even have a social media speculation? We
Mhm.
serve justice. We need to be able to investigate, test the waters, go to the courts, test some of these things to even be sure. Some weeks back, I saw a video of a woman in one of the southeast states, who does delivery, and she's not even a professional for me. If you see the environment, you would ask why people go to such
Gorgeous.
places. You see? Infertility, as it were, is a health issue. It
Mm.
is not a, it is not, what do I say now? It's not a source of shame or stigma for anyone, whether it's the man or the woman. It should not be a source of shame. And then for me, legal adoption and, assisted way of reproduction like IVF, I've read stories of people using IVF, should not be confused with child trafficking.
True.
This is very, very important. Some people have health conditions and there are processes, legal processes, to have someone help you carry your child. Again, the media and the public have a responsibility to avoid
Yeah.
spreading unverified claims for me.
Yeah.
You see, media has a way of amplifying what is not, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that instead of using the media to drive change, it is used for so many other unruly things. Now, we cannot keep talking about the challenges, the challenges, the challenges. We also proffer solutions. So,
Yeah.
what are the way forward? For me, I have always reiterated this. Strengthening enforcement against any system is very important. In this case, strengthening enforcement against child trafficking and illegal maternity homes is key. This is very, very key because I mean, some of these people, while I was a volunteer, it had happened. Rich people were meeting this lady, and because her parents sent her away for me because of their church belief, so it was so much burden on her to cater for her child. But because I'm this jovial person, when they come for antenatal and immunization, she had to open up to me, and I said,
Mhm.
never. You are not going to sell this child to anybody. If you see this beautiful child, the boy had club foot at the time, and I
Uh-oh.
directed her. She was
Mm.
able to, I advised her on what to do. She was able to go to Igbobi and everything, and the leg was fixed because the baby was still a child. Years later, for me, she came with that child. Do you know that the man who married her actually married her because of that her first son? How cute
Mm.
he was. You can imagine that. Like she said, I must trace Auntie Susan and come back if she's still a volunteer in this facility. And she came with the babies, with even an added child from her marriage to say, Auntie Susan, thank you for advising me there.
Wow.
Now, this is just to encourage someone out there. It's not over until it's over. We need to also improve regulation and transparency in adoption and fertility services.
Right.
If it is not transparent, please do not go that route because you don't know where the whole process is going to end. For me, one of the things we are doing on HerLens is increasing public awareness about legal adoption and reproductive health. This
Mm.
should not be trivialized. We need programs that also have these conversations. We need increased awareness, to keep sensitizing the public. It's also important for me that we look at psychosocial support for individuals and couples who face infertility
Mm.
because the whole pressure, falls on them. Oh, this is not happening. You see the man who also knows, or the woman who knows that the problem is from him or her.
Him, oh, yeah.
eh, they will also be part of the family, the people who are putting fire and brimstone on this said couple or individual in the marriage. So we need psychosocial support. This cannot be overemphasized. It's also important for me that we begin to encourage responsible journalism and fact checking.
Yeah.
We cannot just throw about anything, because the media space is open. Everybody just throws something without fact checking.
Yeah.
Especially when these stories are sensitive. You
Yeah.
don't know what you are doing to the next person, for me. You don't know what you are doing. By the time you are sending out information that is not true, and this is sensitive, you don't know the capacity of the person to withstand some of this pressure. The person, look at this young girl. I know we will discuss it maybe next week. The young girl who unalived herself because
Yeah.
of pressure.
I've been
Yes. So
avoiding it.
I mean, that kind of thing. You don't know who has the capacity to manage certain informations that come into the public space or not. again, for me, how do we begin to address the societal stigma that places excessive pressure on women to bear children?
Huh.
It is,
Where do we
yes,
want to start
it,
from?
it is excessive, but we will start somewhere for me,
Yeah.
because I also know the pressure it puts on women, and for women with disabilities for me. I know my friends that have gone for their ashwebi and everything. If you know, shebi, I tell you, no marry me, no kuku get leg. You force yourself marry and see her today. For me, quote me. And this is from lived experience. This is not from an outsider. Of
I
course, if
get
you
you.
don't know me and you are listening to us, I am proudly a woman with a disability, a beautiful one at that, and a very strong advocate. So you can't even shame the shameless. Clock it, Umwada. Yes, we have to say some of these things as they are. We need to have this honest conversation, and we look forward to donors who would also sponsor us to have some of this honest conversation. Why is there excessive pressure on women to bear children, even when their bodies cannot withstand it, even when they have health challenges, even when it can lead to loss of life? We need to have this uncommon conversations, because they are real and they are happening in our society. Thank you, Fumi.
Thank you so much for that. every place you touched, I'm there with you. I said that Ibidabo had this. We have some messages before we get to Ibidabo. Today has been on fire. We have this one still from Hayford Osage. He says, "Madam, didn't no. I've read that. He said so many married men have to take the bull by the horn. It's what you allow that has a place to stay in your marriage. Me, I don't allow my mom to question me on that. Whenever she wants to, I just bring in another topic, because I don't like my woman feeling inferior because she may start thinking probably she's not my tribe. So men should protect their wives completely. How can I send hugs to Hayford Osage? Because hello, yes, and I wish so many men say this. I'm not saying that men don't. There are some men that you can't try any rubbish. Like, don't say anything near my wife. We're not having it. I don't care who you are. But then the majority of men don't even see their wives as their family members, and that's another matter entirely. If you go on X, Susan is always on X like me. There was a time where they were saying that wives are not the husband's family members. Men were coming out to say my wife is not my family member. And I was like, if I'm not your family member, then what are we doing? Why did we get married? They would take the children over the wife. Okay, I won't allow anyone to bring confusion into my marriage. He continues to say, never, it's not going to work. If it's for me to distance myself from you, be you mother, sister, or pastor, I will do it. Me, I know same person. I really, really wish. I really, really wish we had more men that spoke like this. Thank you so much, Hey, for the Sage, for like you're part of this conversation. You're contributing it per second. This is still Women Radio 91.7 FM. This is HerLens, and while we've been speaking with our ladies, Susan, Ibnabo, and Nima, on the topic. Is it the topic on the story where the former director of NAPTIP is the National Association of Persons in
National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons.
Thank you, National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons. And I said it 2 days ago, and today it just disappeared from my head. And the former director, Julie Donnelly, Oka Donnelly, that's her name, was the one who said that actually many people, like, what is going on that they see in this trafficking in persons is the more, like, my favorite quote now for today is, the more you look, the less you see today. But before we get to Ibnabo, Nima, do you want to say something?
When I saw this video, I was not shocked. When we talked about, was it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, the Anambra case, we were like, we hope other states too do the same. In my mind, I was like, ta ló fẹ́ ra ọmọ ju àwọn olówó yẹn lọ? Ṣé tàbí mi ni mo fẹ́ ra ọmọ ni? Níbo mo ti rówó ẹ̀? I'll translate. It's only the influential people who can afford to buy babies. A poor person like me cannot buy a baby. I don't have that kind of money. So I was not even shocked. And like we always say, there should be regulations in place, because child trafficking is an inhuman thing and it destabilizes a lot of people. Anyway, I have a story that I know will sweet the ladies. Fumi, close your ear. I'm not telling you. Close your ear. I'm not telling you.
Oh yeah, tell us this story. You know I like gist. Go
Wow.
ahead.
So there is this woman. She was not able to have a child for her husband, even after 6 years of marriage. Suddenly, the husband just brought one small, nice set babe into the house and said, okay, oh, this baby is carrying the heir to this family, the king of the family. So the wife should treat the babe well. And you know, normally you expect a woman to flare up. This woman was so calm. She didn't say anything to her husband. She used to wash that babe's clothes. She will massage her legs. She will clean for her, cook for her. Okukoma wefungo. Wait now, I said this is with you. After 9 months, that babe gave birth. She gave birth to a boy. Still, this woman did all the preparations for the naming ceremony. On the naming ceremony, for me, this woman decked herself in gold and ashwebi, new clothes. She sat down.
Yeah, I read that story. Yeah, I did.
That is sweet, my body. Her husband and the babe were on the high table. She now sat down with the guests. After naming the child, they were not like, if you have a gift for the child, bring it out. That's when Mama go to the high table. She collected the mic and she was like, my husband, congratulations on your hair and king of the family. The husband was laughing. I forgot to add, when that babe was still pregnant, the husband will invite his friends to the house for beer. He will not be telling his friends that his wife knows her place. She knows she has expired. So on the naming ceremony, the woman that collected the mic and was like, she has a gift for the baby. Bring out the gift. And so she bring her envelope. The man was thinking, but yeah, she wants to give the child money. That's how she said that, my dear, you have azoospermia.
Yeah.
He has been shooting blanks ever since she has met him. That was in that envelope, a report from Luth. They did the medical test, but the man told her to go and collect the result. She didn't tell him because she loved him now. Let me keep my man's pride. She didn't talk.
The
She
baby
said
was not his.
the baby belongs to his best friend. Asalana bursts. I know it will sweet you. Meanwhile, that guy's family, his mother, his sisters, have been pressuring, and you know Yoruba people now. Three different things. They now later called her that what she did was wrong. She shouldn't have disgraced her husband like that. Money hair.
Stop it, I beg, stop playing with me. Wow. Let's go back to it. Wow.
Stop it, I like it, Fumi. Stop it, I like it.
I don't want to say. If you want to say something, what? Mind blown.
As it is sweet us, can you hear me? Am I
yes.
audible?
Oh, you were. As it is sweet us, they paid them. I had a parts.
I'm not in the. I don't usually make fun of people or laugh at their problems or no and whatever. But you see, when you have not gone to check, you have not removed the speck in your own eyes, and you are telling somebody else, see your eye, go remove your speck. This man did not go and check himself, and you are making life such a terrible one, a hell on earth for your wife, the woman you profess love to. Anyway, away from that, I was laughing my laugh while Nima was telling us the story. I was laughing my laugh, but let me go back to why I raised my hand. You see, we talked extensively about we have made very succinct thoughts, shared succinct thoughts concerning all of this issue. But I want to take us back to a story that most of us probably did not come across, because I came across it even before I ever even came to this program. There was a home in Surulere, to be precise, on Adeniro Kusanya, those days. And it was a home for the homeless, like, an orphanage or something, whatever they were running there. Somewhere in Surulere, I'm not too sure again whether it was Kusanya or, but around that axis.
Mm-hmm.
There was a home. And later on, it was in the news that what they were doing there was trafficking children to neighboring countries, selling them and all of that. But without this information being brought to the public, everybody you see the place, very beautiful places. Like whoever was running that place, he was a very kind person. You didn't just leave it anyhow because after they're not your children. The place was beautiful, nicely furnished. That if you want to come and adopt a child there, you must be living well. Oh. You can't take a child from there and go and live in a room and parlor, because you can believe the child family was living there. So you have to give that child that standard or higher. Only for us to open the dailies one day and realize that it was in the news that these people running that home, they were actually trafficking children. I know child trafficking wasn't made so popular then. It was not so much in the news. Social media was not this wide and far and widespread and everything. So what am I even saying? Above and beyond people of influence buying babies, trafficking these babies, we need to also look into these homes where they are running these orphanages and homes for the helpless. You understand? Because we have the good ones who are doing this because that is who they are. For example, me, it is something I would really love to do, but I don't want to do it in a very mediocre level. You understand? So I'm taking my time. I love to give succor to people. God give me the resources.
Mm-hmm.
But there are homes where I'm just directing our attention to another aspect of this trafficking, that even some homes where you would want to go and adopt, they are under the carpet, under the duvet, doing something else, trafficking these children to neighboring countries. So it is important that relevant agencies begin to do certain level of spot checking to know real activities of some of these homes, because some of them are very sincere with us. They are doing other things, and yet they put up a different face for everybody to see. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh wow, we have run out of time. I'm so grateful that we at the conversation we had this morning. I'm like, wow, Nima's story is still tickling me. And hearing that this is not even a new phenomenon, because Ibn Abbas cited an example of how many years ago where you are selling children. I think that people have lost shame. Was it yesterday that, yes, Sumba said it yesterday, that people have lost their sense of shame, and the shame that's supposed to constrain you from doing rubbish, you are doing rubbish instead because you have no shame. There's nobody, you are not afraid of anybody. My pastor would always say, if the person that you want to get married to, take over local glory, like there's nobody you can report the person to, then maybe you should not venture into that. And I think that's what it is. If I cannot tell you, Nima, I'm going to report to your parents, or I'm going to report to your boss, then we're in trouble. Same for me, we're in trouble. And that's where we are now, because even for our government officials, who are we reporting to really? The police officials that are meant to be reporting to the law enforcement agencies, we don't even know. We don't even know who is for who at this stage. So yeah, this was a very, very insightful conversation. Thank you so much, ladies, for contributing for today's conversation. See you next week, Monday, for another edition of HerLens. We come to the end of the one for this week, and have a great, great, great weekend. Bye for now. Up next is Radio Doctor.